Hey fam, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over the Grayscale Trust as well as the FOMC meeting. Yeah, about that and what happened with the markets today. So with that being said, let's get it. Okay, so the Fed chairman, Mr. J. Powell, Papa Powell, whatever you want to call him, he came out today and kind of let us know what the dealio is. So they pretty much just did exactly what the markets were thinking they were going to do, which was cut by a quarter basis point. So you can see right here, they went from 4.75 to 4.5. I'm not sure if that's actually accurate. I think it's supposed to be a range. It's supposed to be 4.25 to 4.5, but whatever the case, they cut. Yeah, and he came out a little bit hawkish today. I didn't really like it too much. He basically was like, if I remember correctly, what was said was they're thinking they're not entirely sure if they're going to cut in 2025. They're thinking instead of doing 4 cuts, they're going to do 2 cuts. It sounds like maybe they're worried about a resurgence of inflation. Look, I've already gone over the same story with you guys. My thesis on this does not change, okay? Trump will get into office, he'll fix all the inflationary problems, and then the Fed can just cut as normal. And I think the Fed, in my opinion, I think the Fed should keep cutting 25 to 50 basis points. I would actually like to see 50 basis points every meeting going forward, literally starting next month. So January, March, April, however many months there is that these meetings happen, I want to see 50 basis points cuts each meeting until they get to maybe somewhere around like that 2% range. I'd say 1.5%, 2%. So yeah, my thesis here as to what I think the Fed should do does not change. Okay, it's exactly the same like I told you before. I think that it's hard to say exactly what to expect here, but I think that the Fed was like, "Oh, we're going to be cautious into 2025." I mean, for what, dude? You already cut by 100 basis points. What exactly is it you think you're going to achieve by being cautious, right? The whole reason, like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but the whole reason that they even began cutting in the first place is because they didn't want to get behind the curve and cause unemployment to skyrocket to the moon, right? Now they're backtracking their steps and saying, "Oh well, gee, I don't know, guys. I mean, inflation might go back up." It's like, dude, make up your mind, bro. Like, we're all kind of waiting for these Fed rate cuts. Businesses are waiting for them. Individuals are waiting for them. Investors are waiting for them. Like, what are you waiting for, dude? You say you did one thing initially, that's great. Now you're coming back and like, doing the what is it called, Indian giving. Oh, sorry guys, just kidding, we're not going to cut anymore. Yeah, that's going to piss a lot of people off, and the Fed's going to lose their credibility. I don't think that really had a good look on them today. I'm just going to be honest about it. There is also an alternative scenario here where it's possible maybe somebody in the Biden administration was pulling the strings here and was like, yeah, just go F those guys one more time before we leave office. Biden's been kind of spiteful about the whole election thing ever since Kamala lost. It wouldn't shock me if that was the case at all. So maybe what we're seeing right now is kind of just a virtue signaling from the Fed and the Biden administration, like, we're just going to screw you one more time before Trump gets in office. But look, I'm going to say the same thing I said before. I think once Trump's in, the bull is on, and the markets are going to see stupid returns. I mean, just absolutely bonkers, eye-popping returns, just like we saw back in 2021. Okay, I think that's exactly what we're going to see. I think 2025 is going to be a lot, if not even more so than what 2021 was. I don't know if you guys remember 2021, man, but literally everything and his brother was going to the moon in 2021. That's exactly what I'm expecting to happen here. Okay, so in terms of the markets, I mean, yeah, the markets got absolutely nuked here. I'm talking just like well, maybe not quite apocalyptic, but it was pretty bad. I mean, not gonna lie to y'all, it was pretty bad. Yeah, it was. I wasn't actually even home for most of it, but I did watch the FOMC meeting from afar, so to speak, and yeah, it was not pretty. So, but as you guys can see, crypto is already starting to recover, so that's potentially a good sign. I think investors, if they really understand what's going on here and they see the big picture, they, like basically pretty much the gist of what I just explained to you, they will realize that this is just a temporary thing. The Fed's probably still that next month, because if he doesn't, a newly elected president has the right to remove the Fed chair from office and put somebody else in his stead if he doesn't want to, give us the rate cuts that we're looking for. Because I can tell you guys right now, when it comes to the Federal Reserve, um, SEC, CFTC, even politicians, the ones who are really pulling the strings in the background are the whales. Okay. Um, Mark my words. Okay. The people that have the money, the billionaires, the whales, the institutions, the Black Rocks of the world. Okay. They're the ones that are coming out and saying, hey, we don't like what you're doing. So you're either going to change it or we're going to have to get somebody else. That's I can imagine a lot of people in the finance space, probably the big dogs in the finance space, probably looked at what happened today and was like, yeah, okay, we don't want this anymore, dude. You got to go. And I'm pretty sure Trump is probably feeling the same way. Again, I don't know the mind of Trump, okay, but I know that Trump's a bull. He likes creating a good bullish economy, right? It looks good when the stock market and the crypto markets go up. My guess is he probably saw the meeting and was like, yeah, gee, maybe I will fire him. Screw it. Why not? Probably just get somebody else. I mean, he's already going to fire Gensler, so why not, right? So, yeah, anyways, enough about that. As you guys can see here, we got absolutely nuked as well. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. Do I think it's going to last? No, I think it's just temporary. I mean, it does suck, especially right before Christmas. That's not very festive, right? But it is what it is. We'll just have to wait and see. But I am sticking to my thesis that I think that this is just a temporary dip. Okay, so LTCN, yeah, it's not looking pretty here. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So buy zone, I'd probably be maybe looking maybe anywhere somewhere between about this kind of 15 to 16 and a half ish, 17 area. For those of you guys that are kind of like, well, what the hell? My trusts are not going up. Well, you know what? We feel the same way too. I mean, we're waiting for CLSK and MAR to go up, and we keep getting a bunch of garbage like this, where some idiot comes out, and I'm not naming any names specifically here, but some idiot comes out and says some stupid stuff they know they're not supposed to say. And then all of a sudden, we get another market dip, which is ridiculous because we're in bullish seasonality, right? This shouldn't be happening. But unfortunately, it is. It's something we have to deal with, and we'll just have to adjust accordingly. So, yeah, you got the buy zones here on the charts for the weekly on LTCN. Do keep in mind, even though it was a red day, we do still have 2 more trading days in the week. So this could always change before the end of the week. Target's still going to be 25 to 54. And historically speaking, the markets do usually rally into the back half of December. So we'll have to see what happens here. I mean, maybe the markets just absorb it and say, okay, whatever, we got the quarter basis point cut. Let's just climb higher and wait and see what Trump does. That could always happen too. I would not discount it. These markets are very smart. They understand things well ahead of most people. The markets are forward looking. They usually look out roughly about 6 to 12, maybe even 18 months ahead of what is going on at the current time. Okay, so 236% gain here, BCHG. Inverse head and shoulders still at play. The target is still $14. We got back below the EMAs, but keep in mind this could always reverse before the end of the week. But the fact that it is below the EMAs, unfortunately, because Powell came out and did a 180 on us, which is not great. The buy zone in this case would still be 540 to 580. It could pop back above the EMAs. If it does, we'll talk about it when it happens. Targets anywhere from 1260 up to 24 here. %300 gain. HZEN. Yeah, this doesn't look great. I was kind of thinking this was a bull flag, especially more so on the daily time frame. But unfortunately, Powell just came out and screwed everybody, or at least it appears to be so. Do I think that's actually the case? over the next 1 to 2 weeks. No, I don't think so. As a matter of fact, the market's tanked so hard today. I think they're probably going to go up tomorrow. We'll see. So yeah, the pullback area here, I mean, the bull flag, you guys have the target here. So that was 950. The pullback area is still the same. The structure zone, which it does look like it maybe wants to retest, $5. Again, with these patterns that you guys see, the pattern itself can appear and the price action can play out within the pattern. Okay. But the target is only ever confirmed if the pattern breaks in the direction that it's supposed to go. Okay. So if it breaks to the upside, then that would be what the target is. The move should theoretically go in that direction towards that price point. Okay. But if it goes against whatever the pattern is, then obviously that gets negated. This is stuff you learn in trading. If you don't do trading, then you wouldn't know this. Okay, so anyways, here the target is going to be 810 to about 1230 on this one. So measured move here, 150% gain, ETCG. Last little retest. I would say this probably actually needed to happen before another big push to the upside because, again, we have not even touched the EMAs for about a month. So I'm still looking at this white line as a buy zone, 13. You could even say as high as 16. If you're really worried about it, maybe down here at 11 at the EMAs, that could always happen too. Maybe a wick and then boom, pop back to the upside. The markets love to do stuff like that. So 19 to about 20 on this one. 52% gain, ETH. Pretty much the same thing as ETCG. So I get, excuse me, I got a little overextended. Nice little pullback here to 28.25 wouldn't shock me at all. I'd be looking for the cup and handle target up here at 53 to be kind of the move for it to make. Obviously, it could go much higher, but about an 82% gain here at GBAT. So sitting on the EMAs, yeah, I'd say pretty much the current price is a good buy area. Again, you guys can decide which area is really right for you, but 730 is the current price. And then if you're worried about another dip down, the level below that, 430 to about 510. And then 32 at the swing highs up here. Look, I can tell y'all right now, I know that this is not going to be well liked or well received. It never is. The unpopular opinion, which is obviously the unpopular opinion for a reason, is not always well received. So 622% gain. But look, I think what's going on here right now is that the Biden administration is just trying to screw with markets and market participants as a way to retaliate against the Republicans and against Trump. Okay. I'm just going to be real with y'all. I think that's exactly what's happening. That is strictly my opinion. Okay. I'm not stating this as a fact, but I think it's what's going on. Okay. I think that the current Democratic regime, as it were, not just exclusively to the Biden admin, is doing this on purpose as a way to try to at least for the time being screw Trump over. Okay. And again, I hate to tie this to politics, but that's what it looks to be looking like to me. Okay. Because a lot of the crap we're seeing right now doesn't even make any sense. Okay. It just doesn't make sense. Otherwise, I'll just be real with you about it. So 58 to 65 for FILG, target up here 400. It's about a 525% gain here at GLIV. So it's back within this buy zone here at 12 to 15. You guys can decide if that's the one for you, or 260 down to 650 here, all-time high at 80. Roughly about a 570% gain. G-Link, yeesh. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, that's to be expected. Am I shocked? No. Do I think do I think that's it? That's the only high it's going to go to? No, I do not. So I'd say the buy zone here probably somewhere between these EMAs, so 70 to about 82, 83, somewhere there, and then the all-time high at 220. 205% gain on this one, excuse me. So GSOL, this one didn't really move that much. Regardless of the market dumping today, I'm not really shocked because it already had kind of a huge drop here. I mean, you guys can do what you want to with this. I think that anything that happened on GSOL is going to be negated when Trump gets in office. That's just my opinion. So buy zone here, 25 to 51. Targets up here, 72 all the way up to 110. or 115, I mean, for about a 390% gain. Okay, GXLM, this one's actually holding pretty strong. I'm quite shocked. So the buy zone down here at, I'd still say 36 to 40. Targets, I'd be looking at anywhere from 68 to 95 for roughly about 160% gain. Mana. So this one is interesting. I mean, it's sitting right on the EMAs. So you could say maybe anywhere between this white line and the, because you can see how it kind of bounced off of here. So this is a big structure level. Of course, it was also kind of a consolidation area somewhat. If we just draw this out, you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I would say anywhere between the EMAs here at this 15 all the way down to the white line at 10 could be a good buy area at this point. Again, these charts are kind of hard, excuse me, a little hard to read because they're so choppy. I mean, usually when you get a consolidation like this, you don't get a rip back up into it and then straight back down into that area. So 70 is the all-time high. So it appears that the whales, at least based on my perspective, are playing some funny business right now, which is pretty much what whales do. I mean, they like to try to trick people out of their positions. I know it sounds kind of devious, but that's what the big money does. So 600% gain here. Zcash, nice big fat red candle. I personally don't think it's actually going to close below this white line, but we'll see. So anyways, the buy zone here, roughly about 430 all the way up to $6. Target's going to be 970 to 1050 for roughly about 100% gain. So yeah, I think that all this nonsense we're seeing, like I said, is just temporary, and I think the markets are probably still going to go up through the end of the month and into January. I don't think the Fed's going to stop cutting rates. I think that maybe they were just talking the markets down. If they were serious about cutting rates, their jobs are going to be at risk because Trump is not going to play that crap. I can tell you that right now. And besides, Jay Powell's been in there for 8 years. You know, if he's tired and worn out and done, maybe he should resign and give somebody else a seat that actually wants to create a bull market and a bullish economy and everything that is pro-America, right? Just makes sense. So anyways, hope you all enjoyed this content. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Peace.